next part, that is, I think we had discussed with the restriction enzymes, and now we'll move on to the next part, that is about the separation and isolation of DNA fragments. I think we're done with the TBR and all. Can I કર્યું હતું ને તો બધું
Yes,
બરાબર?
sir. Ha,
Oh,
sir.
okay. So now we'll focus on the most important part, that is cloning vectors. Okay, now cloning vectors as such, it is very easy, but you should know each and everything clearly. So we'll discuss about that. Now, basically, as a cloning vector, okay, we normally to transfer the desired DNA, we need to use some sort of vector. Without vector, we won't be able to transfer the desired DNA. Now, normally, as a vector, extra nuclear DNA is used. Normally, as a vector, extra nuclear DNA is used. Okay, now that extra nuclear DNA is what we call as plasmid, which is mainly found in prokaryotes and eukaryotes like yeast. Mainly we use bacteria, but also it is found in the eukaryotes like yeast. So as a vector, the following things can be used. Either you can use a plasmid. Now this plasmid are usually found in bacteria or eukaryotes like yeast. Now broadly, plasmid can be classified into two types. That is, they can be low copy number plasmid, high copy number plasmid. Low copy number plasmid are 1 or 2 per cell. Okay, these are 15 to 100 per cell. This can be up to 15 to 100 pulse per cell. Okay, which we call as high copy number. Okay, as per your textbook, ideally it is more than 15. It is what we 15, 20 we refer to the high copy number. Okay, but your textbook mentions this, so we have keep it like this. Then kept it like this. Then we have cosmid. Cosmid is nothing but is also act as a vector. So it is nothing but the cohesive sites. That is the sites where DNA can be joined. Cohesive sites of a lambda-phage. Lambda-phage is a bacteriophage, and you combine with the plasmid DNA. Okay, I am MCQs में पूछी हुई, so we are taking this. Then even bacteriophage, the bacteria which infects the viruses which infects bacteria can also be used. Then there is BAC, and then there is YAC. Better just a moment. There is someone on door side. Open it. No one is at all. Thank you. Okay, so this BAC stands for bacterial artificial chromosome, and YAC stands for yeast artificial chromosome. Whatever. Now they've asked this question. Human Genome Project also we talked about this, if you remember. So all of this can be used as a vector. All of this can be used as a vector. Okay, so they've asked all of these questions. So you should know what are these and how they are used. So any problems in this, beta?
No, sir.
Okay. BSc YSc na full forms you know, बराबर? Bacterial artificial and yeast artificial chromosome. Okay. So see, basically, if you insert this DNA, no, like let's say if you're inserting this DNA in this plasmid, then the benefit is like if you are inserting one DNA, then depending upon its low copy or high copy number, you can generate this much copies. So if you're inserting one desired DNA, you can have 2 copies if it is low copy number. If you're inserting one desired DNA, you can have 15 to 100 copies of that DNA. So which is more useful, beta, in that case?
High copy number.
Obviously, so we'll prefer this. Usually this is preferred કેમ કે તમે એક જ DNA ની તમને એટલી બધી copies મળશે. તમે જો high copy number plasmid જે હશે naturally એને use કરશો તો. Okay. Now we are talking about the structure of a cloning vector. Now we are talking about the structure of a cloning vector. So let's say this is double stranded DNA plasmid I am taking over here. Okay. Now in this cloning vector, this is the first and foremost thing which you need is the અલગ-અલગ color થી મને show કરું છું, બરાબર? The first and foremost thing which you need in this cloning vector is what we refer as the ORI site. Is what we refer as the ORI site. Okay. So what is ORI? ORI term has been derived from origin of replication. It has been derived from origin of replication. So basically it controls copy number and it begins replication of your desired DNA. So usually it controls copy number. So we will usually choose high copy number. Okay, this is what we call as the ORI site, or it controls copy number, and the replication will start from here. Okay, and the content to textbook achhe, but I'll just listen to what I explained and then you can read. Okay. Now apart from that, there's also ROP site if you see in your textbook, but not mentioned in details. Okay. There's also something termed as the what we call as the ROP site, which is near to the ORI site. There is something termed as the okay. This is ORI site. So this is where we are talking about. This is the ROP. So this ROP site, it stands for the proteins needed for replication of plasmid. It is the proteins needed for replication of plasmid. Without this, replication cannot occur. So you also need a sequence which can code for this. So we also need a sequence which can code for this. Okay, atlo clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, apart from that, we need selectable markers. Okay. So we usually prefer two such selectable marker genes. Okay. So it is to identify whether our desired DNA has been transferred in this vector or not. So normally this plasmid doesn't have any of such markers, but we add these markers. So usually let's say over here, in this case, there is there are two markers are there. Okay. So this is what we call as the ampicillin antibiotic resistant gene, and this is what we call as tetracycline resistant gene. So usually for marker, we use antibiotic resistance genes. Okay. So when we transfer our desired DNA, how will we know that whether the desired DNA has been inserted or not? Okay, આપણો DNA desired DNA આની અંદર insert થયો છે કે નહીં એ ખબર કેમ પડશે? એના માટે we need marker. So for that purpose we will need marker. So normally we use these antibiotic resistance genes, and usually as a plasmid J as a vector use karta, so that vector will not have those characteristics. This vector will not be naturally resistant to antibiotics, because as if you know, if we get infected with bacteria, we take antibiotics to kill the bacteria, and this plasmid is part of bacteria. So normally this bacteria won't have this sort of characteristic or antibiotic resistance. So we usually prefer this antibiotic resistance genes, okay, as a marker. Now, if you look at different enzymes which had been shown in the figure, then if we use, because if we want to transfer our desired DNA, we need to use restriction enzyme. After desired DNA transfer કરવા માટે restriction enzyme use કરવો પડશે ને બેટા. Okay, so in that case, if you are using different restriction enzymes have different sites. As you know, they have specific recognition site. They have specific recognition site. So if there is, let's say, what we call as the, if there is this PVU1, okay, or there is PST1, these are all restriction enzyme names, okay. Then if there is BAMH1, or if there is SAL1, okay. If there is, let's say, PVU2, then they will cut at this specific regions. So PVU1, okay, then there is PST1. These are all restrictions. They can cut in this region. They'll cut in this region. Then if we talk about BAMH1, will also cut in this region. SAL1, these are all restriction enzyme name. It will also cut in this region. PVU1, it will cut in this region. Okay. EcoR1 can cut also in this region. Also a well-known restriction enzyme. CLA3, HIND3 can also cut in this region. CLA3. Okay, and HIND3. These are all different sites which they have shown beta. कि अलग-अलग जगह क्या cut कर से. Got it this much?
Yes, sir.
એટલે કેમ કે દરેકની સ્પેસિફિક સાઇટ હોય ને રેકગ્નિશન ની, તો કઈ જગ્યા પર કટ કરશે એ શો કર્યું છે. So if this will be SAL1 can cut till here, so this is the entire. So now if you understand two basic things from this, that if I'm using this, let's say, if I'm using this SAL1, or I'm using BAMH1, or we are using this PVU or the EcoR1, then PVU will cut in ampicillin resistance gene. SAL1 BAMH1 will cut in this tetracycline resistance gene. Yes or no? એવું થશે ને?
Sir.
Okay, so this will cut in that those regions. So when we insert our DNA, okay, we basically use the same restriction enzyme to cut the desired DNA and to cut the plasmid. Okay, that means if I'm using, let's say, EcoR1 to cut this vector, with this vector, our vector over here is PBR322. Okay, so in that case we will also use the same EcoR1 to cut our desired DNA. કે તો જ રેકગ્નિશન સાઇટ સેમ હશે તો એટલા જ સાઇઝ નું કટ થાય ને એટલું જ જોઈન થાય ને બેટા. એટલે રેસ્ટ્રિક્શન એન્ઝાઇમ રેકગ્નિશન સાઇટ સેમ હોય તો તમારે જે રેસ્ટ્રિક્શન એન્ઝાઇમ તમે પ્લાઝમિડ ને કટ કરવા માટે યુઝ કરો એ જ તમારે તમારા ડિઝાયર્ડ જીન ને કટ કરવા માટે કે એને રિમૂવ કરવા માટે કે એ તમારે ક્યાંકથી લેવો જ પડશે, તેના માટે તમે યુઝ કરશો. બરાબર? રાહી, did you got this or not?
Yes, sir.
So you have to use the same restriction enzyme to cut plasmid as well as to cut your desired DNA source, or from where you are isolating it. So basically for vector and your desired DNA, you use the same restriction enzyme. Why? Because it has same recognition sequence. Restriction enzyme has specific recognition site and sequence, so that's why you use the same. Now there are two things, that is, let's say that if I am using this BAMH1 or SAL1, okay, if I'm using BAMH1 or let's say SAL1, let's say any take one you take. So if I take this plasmid, then where it will cut? So over here there was ORI site, there was this ampicillin resistant gene, okay, there was this ROP, and over here there was this tetracycline resistant gene. Now if you see, it is targeting this region, so it will cut in this region. Can you beta? If I'm using BAMH1 for plasmid DNA,
Yes, sir.
so now what I will get? So now I'll get something like this. If I'm using this restriction enzyme, then I'll get something like this. ORI will be as it is. replication of plasmid protein will be as it is, ampicillin resistant will be as it is. But see over here, tetracycline has been removed. જો આ cut દેખાય છે ને બેટા, in this region, there's nothing is there. Okay, so now what we can do?
Okay, sir.
If let's say I'm using this to cut the desired DNA, this is desired DNA, alien DNA or desired DNA, which I want to transfer. So now this is also, I'm using the same enzyme, so this can be transferred at this site. So this can be transferred at this site. Okay, so this region where I have transferred this, so now this is what your alien, our alien DNA has been transformed because you use the same restriction enzyme. So better now what you obtained is vector and this your desired DNA. So it is mainly a recombinant DNA, no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So by inserting this DNA, what had happened? This tetracycline resistance gene has been removed. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And it is in, so I can call it as inactivated. બરાબર ને, એવું થયું ને, it is inactivated basically. Again, નીકળી ગયો gene, but this is still there, no? Ampicillin resistance gene is still over here. Okay, so now if I want to check out, because you do this process in laboratory inside living cells, you have to check out unless, I mean, in a laboratory, and if you do not check out, you won't come to know whether it is transferred or not. So અમારે check કરવું છે કે આ alien DNA transfer થયો છે કે નહીં, then what I will do? Then that is why these two antibiotic markers or these genes has been used. So now what I will do? So you'll take a Petri plate. Usually in laboratory, you take a Petri plate. Okay. Now this Petri plate contains, let's say, antibiotic tetracycline. Then there is this Petri plate which contains antibiotic ampicillin. And then there is third Petri plate which contains ampicillin plus tetracycline. પેટર્ન પ્લેટમાં મીડિયા હશે, મીડિયા પર બેક્ટેરિયા ગ્રો થઈ શકે, મીડિયા પર આ બેક્ટેરિયા જે હોસ્ટમાં ટ્રાન્સફર કરશો પછી એ ગ્રો થઈ શકશે. ઓકે, એટલે you can use this agar powder base agarose base this Petri plate. It's a microbiological part, okay, કે જેમાં મીડિયામાં તમે રેઝ કરી શકો અને આ બધા પેથોલોજીકલ લેબોરેટરીમાં અને બધે જ યુઝ થયા. Now see, there is a sentence that there are two terms, okay, that if the desired DNA has been transformed, will they grow on tetracycline? આની પર grow કરશે બેટા? Sorry. Tetracycline.
What, sir?
If I am trying to this, I'm transferring this in host bacteria, then whether this bacteria will grow on this tetracycline containing plate? જેમાં tetracycline resistance gene remove કરી લીધો, હવે હું tetracycline antibiotic containing plate છે એના પર grow કરીશ, so whether it will grow or not?
No, sir.
Why? Because the gene has been removed. No, so now it has no tetracycline resistance. So this so what we refer to them as this recombinant will not grow on this tetracycline. If I'll transfer those recombinants to this ampicillin, will they grow? Because
Yes, sir.
the gene is still there. See, this ampicillin resistance gene is there, so they will grow on ampicillin. So you can call them the transformants or recombinants will grow on ampicillin. Then if I am transferring this same bacteria, this one, this containing host bacteria to this ampicillin tetracycline, will they grow? No. So if you get growth in this, then it is non-transformants. So over here we are using two terms, that is transformant and recombinant. Okay. So what is this transformant and recombinant? Transformant word has been derived from transformation. So transformation means DNA is introduced, the process by which, remember Frederick Griffith, by which DNA is okay. So those in which the desired DNA has been introduced and DNA has been incorporated, we refer to them as transformants. So આપણા કેસમાં which are transformants? તેમાં શું થયું ત્યાં ટેટ્રાસાઇક્લિન જીન રિમૂવ થઈ ગયો ને, કેમ કે ત્યાં તો કટ કર્યું હતું ને રેસ્ટ્રિક્શન એન્ઝાઇમ થી. યસ ઓર નો?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are basically also, you can call them as recombinants. No, why? Because they contain this ampicillin gene as well as desired DNA. But whether this thing had happened or not, to check it out, we grow them in three separate medium. We grow them in tetracycline, in ampicillin, and both the. Okay. So જેમાં આપણો desired gene transfer થયો છે, they will not grow in this tetracycline plate, but they will grow in this ampicillin plate. So we can refer to them as transformants. Yes or no, beta?
Yes, sir.
So you can say that this gene helps in selection of recombinants. Okay. Well, this genes help, AMPR gene helps in selection of transformants, while tetracycline resistant gene helps in selection of recombinants. If you combine both of these medium, okay, તો એમાં તમને growth મળશે, તો that means કે આપણો desired gene transfer જ નથી થયો ને બેટા, nothing had happened ને, એવું કહી શક ને તું?
Yes, sir.
So that means why? Because it has both the genes, this has been intact, આમાં કંઈ થયું જ નથી, no desired DNA has been transferred. Okay, no desired DNA has been transferred. So it will show growth on both. Okay. So this so that last plate, okay, you can call them as non-transformant or with no insert. So there is this one means these are what we refer as there is no DNA insert, although there is no insertion of desired DNA. આપણા માટે useful કયા છે આમાંથી? This one, no beta, this one, because our gene has been transferred, no? So this ampicillin, so that's why they asked this question, that why two selectable marker has been used. કેમ બે antibiotic resistant gene use થાય? શું કામ? કે તમે જ્યાંથી કટ કરશો એટલે એક તો રિમૂવ થઈ જશે ને. So how to check out whether our desired DNA has been transformed or not? It is very microscopic, you cannot see by naked eye. So that's why you use two antibiotic resistance genes. કે એકમાં growth કરશે ને એકમાં નહીં કરે, then you can confirm that this is what we refer as the transformant has been basically growing on a particular antibiotic where the restriction enzyme had not cut. જ્યાં કટ કર્યું હશે ત્યાં નહીં ગ્રો કરે, એ જીન રિમૂવ થઈ જશે. Okay. So you can say over here that our, now what will happen is our desired gene has been transferred in this region. So you can call this as insertional inactivation of tetracycline gene. Insertional inactivation of tetracycline gene. એટલે આ શું શો કરે બેટા? કે desired gene transfer થયો છે, insert થયો છે. So that is by inserting the alien DNA, tetracycline gene is inactivated. So you refer to this as a insertional inactivation. Got it right?
Yes, sir.
It is very much important. Okay. Frequently they ask questions from cloning vector in this, and 90% of the places teachers do not explain it correctly. This is insertional inactivation. Okay, બધા ખોટું ભણાવે બધી મોટા ભાગની જગ્યા પર. But I know in detail because I had a background in biotechnology. Okay, my master's is in biotechnology, that's why. So see, મેં તારા અમુક genetics and I'll also put these lectures online also. Anyways, DNA fingerprinting all I had put it yesterday. Okay, તો તારે refer કરું તો બધી YouTube પર બી જોઈ શકીશ તું.
Okay, sir.
So this is about so as a selectable marker, you can use two things. That is, one is either you can use this antibiotic resistance gene. As a selectable marker, you can use two things. One is what we call as other is also you can use something termed as a specific enzyme. The enzyme example is beta galactosidase. The enzyme example is beta galactosidase. Now this exam over here we talked about tetracycline resistant gene, ampicillin resistance gene. Over here we are talking about beta galactosidase, and this method is also termed as blue-white screening. Okay, આ ટેક્સ્ટબુકમાં ડિટેલ આપી થોડી, પણ આમ ડિટેલમાં they have not explained this. So let me explain it. Okay, so basically what this beta galactosidase will do. Okay, so if you remember lacoperon, we talked about the beta galactosidase. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what was the role of that enzyme? In lacoperon we discussed about this. So what was the role of that enzyme? Which basically hydrolyzes lactose into galactose and glucose. Yes or no, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what happens that let's say if you our desired alien, or you can refer alien or desired DNA, both the terms can be used. Okay, you'll transfer it into the gene which codes for beta galactosidase. પહેલા मैं antibiotic resistance gene માં transfer કરતા હતા. આની અંદર આપણે જે beta galactosidase code કરે એના gene માં transfer કરીએ એ sequence માં. So what will happen as the desired DNA has been transferred, so there will be inactivation of gene for beta galactosidase. So no enzyme is produced. Okay, as there is insertional inactivation. Yes or no? Because you have transferred your desired gene in this sequence which codes for galactosidase. So there is no production of this enzyme, and it leads to what we call as the insertional inactivation of that. Okay, so what will happen? This will give you white colonies, okay, of recombinant. Now what is this white and blue colonies? Okay, so ama if you take this, if you draw this plasmid basically, then it will contain few things like there is oocyte, there is ROP site, and there is, let's say, this beta galactosidase sequence. So if your desired DNA has been transferred in this sequence, okay, then in that condition this enzyme, the enzyme sequence which codes for this will not be there. So and then you transfer in host bacteria and all. So basically if this gene is there, then it can produce this enzyme which is beta galactosidase, and then it can basically lead to the hydrolysis of lactose into glucose and galactose. Okay, but હવે if this enzyme is not there, beta enzyme જ નહીં તો શું થશે? There will be no hydrolysis. No, this will not occur.
Yes, sir.
So then if you add the substrate, then there will be no hydrolysis. So now if we have as our desired DNA has been transferred in this case, so there is no beta galactosidase gene. So there is our alien DNA. There is oocyte. There is ROP site. So what will happen? That this is our recombinants, and they have no beta galactosidase. So when you add to this bacteria, when you give this chromogenic lactose, okay, then there is no hydrolysis of this lactose because there is no enzyme. Chromogenic means it can give color. Huh? So if there is hydrolysis, it will produce color. So this is our substrate. So this is a chromogenic substrate. There is no hydrolysis of lactose. So you will get there is no blue color. So you will get white colonies. Over here, as if there is hydrolysis, okay, if you add this lactose, then over here you will obtain blue color in what we refer as non-recombinant. Got it, beta? So this is blue white string. You can literally, if you take the Petri plate, you can see like blue and white color colony. White color are your recombinant and blue color are your non-recombinant. એટલે galactosidase જો remove થશે તો lactose નું hydrolysis નહીં થાય અને એટલે you will get basically white color colony. અને remove થશે નહીં થયો હોય તો એટલે hydrolyze the this what we call as the lactose and you get the blue color colony because the substrate is chromogenic. એમાં એવું એ રીતના substrate જે છે modify કરેલો હશે કે can produce color on hydrolysis. Okay, so insertional activation can also be done by this method. It is also very important. It is also very important bit. Clear this much, Rahi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, you can use different vectors for this cloning of the genes. That is for plants, animals, okay. You can use different vectors, okay. Like see, if you are referring to bacteria, then normally in the case of bacteria, we use this plasmids, which we talked about. If we are talking about the, let's say, plants, okay, in that case, what can be used? In that case also, a plasmid of another bacteria, that is something termed as TI plasmid, can be used. I'll explain, just wait for a while. And then if you are referring to animals, then if you want to transfer a desired gene in animals, okay, then in that case, retroviruses can be used. Then in that case, retroviruses can be used, okay. That is disarmed retroviruses, which are not harmful. Otherwise, retroviruses can cause diseases, like even HIV is a retrovirus. So you can use disarmed retroviruses. Okay. So over here also you can use bacteriophage and all. Okay, so it depends on what vectors you are choosing. For bacteria, you can use this as a vector. For plants, you can use this as a vector, and for animals, normally you can use this as a vector. Got it better? Also, they can ask MCQs from this.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now I'll show you what is this TI plasmid. Not given in textbook, but next chapter je છે આના પછીનું એમાં antisense RNA technology આવશે. એમાં પણ it is also very useful. Okay, so usually, just a moment. So usually, Rahi, we have, this is TI plasmid. So there is in plants, there is a bacteria called Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Now this bacteria, it's a pathogen of dicot plants. So usually it can cause tumor in plants. Usually it will form the tumor in plants. The tumor which is show for this agrobacterium causes the tumor termed as crown gall tumor. The tumor which it causes is what we refer as. But this bacteria has a plasmid which can be used to transfer this. So if I take their plasmid, that is over here, there is oocyte. Okay, then there is VIR, virulence. Virulence means this is the site for virulence. Virulence means the site to infect. Okay, and in this region, this entire region is what we refer as tDNA. It is what we refer as the tDNA or T region. Okay, so if we transfer our this site is normally responsible for causing tumor. So our DNA, desired DNA or alien DNA is transferred in here in this region. And this plasmid is what we refer as TI plasmid. This is the plasmid is what we refer as TI plasmid. And it is obtained from this bacteria. So normally we transfer our desired gene in this region. So that's why it will not cause tumor. Tumor will not be happen, but our desired gene will be transferred. So you can remove this site and then tumor nahi થાય પણ તો બી desired DNA transfer થઈ જશે તમારા પ્લાન્ટમાં. So that is why this is agrobacterium is used in this manner. Very important question, frequently asked. They're asking this question. Okay, beta. So this is what we have in vectors. In animal case, you can use, you can basically, this retroviruses can be used. Okay. We also refer to this as T region, kind of T region concation or tDNA region, tumor causing region. So clear this much. This is not given in textbook, but you should know because
Yes, sir.
okay, questions have been asked. So now we'll take certain part from the textbook. So Rahi, about the copy number, if we talk about, then we discussed about this part. Okay. So over here, the copy number has been mentioned. So when you read, just focus on whatever I say from textbook, because at the end time we have to. Then we talked about transformation also over here. Okay, then this is the structure which we discussed. You can see ampicillin gene, you can see tetracycline gene, you can see oocyte ROP. Okay, so this is very important for question, this entire part. Okay, I had explained you everything. Okay, now if they ask you about nomenclature, like how this plasmid are named. Okay, so it is from the discovery. Okay, like there is this PBR322. Okay, then P stands for plasmid. It was made by Bolivar and Rodriguez. Bolivar and Rodriguez were name of the scientists who made it. And this is the number on the base of the discovery, or not rather the how they made it. Okay, this is what remember these sort of names. Okay, see beta, this is about the insertion inactivation, about the blue white screening. Okay, beta galactosidase you can see over here. E. coli mite is mainly used. This is about the vectors. We talked about agrobacterium and all. Okay, and then about the disarmed or the unknown, which are the viruses which can only deliver desirable genes, but they are not harmful. Okay, beta. So this is what it is. So આ બધું આપણે we just took all of this. We have covered all of these things. Okay. So when you read, just go through this part.
Okay, sir.
And once our desired DNA has been joined, then you use DNA ligase. DNA ligase will basically help in joining. So if you have this is your desired DNA, you can join it by using the DNA ligase. Okay. Now next is beta how to make the host competent. मतलब कि let's say this is my bacteria and I have to transfer this plasmid DNA, this recombinant DNA inside this my host bacteria. तो હું એ કઈ રીતે કરીશ? So that is this next process, which is to make the host competent. Okay. So it is like transformation, the same thing which was observed by Frederick Griffith. Okay. So the first method over here is calcium based method. That is, you can use a solution of calcium chloride beta. You can use the solution of calcium chloride. So what you do, you take this bacteria, host bacteria, into this. Okay, then you put this DNA also over here. So by certain concentration of calcium chloride, this bacteria cell wall will allow this DNA to enter, will allow this recombinant DNA to enter through its pores, as you can see over here. Okay. Hello, beta. So this is the first method which you can use. Then,
Yes, sir.
then what you can do is other method is over here. You can see there is a heat shock method. They have shown you something termed as heat shock method. Competent means when we use the term competent cells, that means it is to make the host cells or to alter the host cells in such a way that they can absorb the or they can take the desired DNA. That process is referred as to make them competent. We are talking about making this host cells competent. કે જે આરડીએનએ બનાવ્યું એને આપણે કોઈ હોસ્ટમાં ટ્રાન્સફર તો કરવો પડશે ને તો જ બેનિફિટ મળશે ને એનું એની જે પ્રોડક્ટ મળવાની હશે તો એના માટે we use this method. This is heat shock method. So heat shock માં there are 3 steps. Okay, now be careful. Heat shock માં there are 3 steps, A, B and C. Okay. So you put this, you mix this RDNA and host cells and everything in a small vial. Okay. So first you put it on ice. Ice has 0-degree temperature. Then you put it at 42 degrees for a minute or two, and then you again put them on ice. So beta sudden temperature rise to 0 to 42. Can I?
Yes,
Or,
sir.
so this will also make bacteria competent to take the recombinant DNA. This is the heat shock method. And naam heat shock method છે because you provide a high temperature 42 from 0 degrees Celsius. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then એ તું mark કરતી જાય when you, because our chapter માં you can directly read from textbook and they have given it wonderfully well, but you should know what is questions and all. Then third is you can use micro injection. So micro injection is nothing but you take this cell and then you use in microscopically you transfer this DNA through the injection. It requires high expertise. Okay, it is just like the in vitro fertilization, ICSI. Okay, which is comes in the 4th chapter, ART. So you transfer desired DNA directly in nucleus of the animal cell. Okay. Then this is for animal cell. Remember, this is for animal cell. Then in a method suitable for plants, what you do? You take the you bombard the plant cell with the high velocity microparticles. So you mix your DNA with the gold and tungsten particles, and then you bombard with the specific sort of device which is termed as gene gun. It is not like a normal gun, but it's like an injection where you can bombard this. So it is used in case of plants. This was for animal. Micro injection was for animal. This was for plants. This was for bacteria. But this was for bacteria. Okay. So they can ask you specific questions. The plants માટે કઈ use થાય normally? The answer is gene gun. Animals માટે micro injection. Bacteria માટે heat shock method. Then also you can use this disarm pathogen vector. So this is causing vectors, but you remove the disease causing property, just like the TI plasmid which we discussed in the Agrobacterium tumefaciens. And then you can transform them into the host. You can use this for the retroviruses, which mainly infects the animals, Okay, so this is what we have in different methods. Okay, આના સિવાય પણ બેટા there are some methods, like there is what we call as the transfection. Okay, what we call as the transfection. So, and then there is also something termed as electroporation. There is one method termed as transfection. Say textbook the questions had been asked. Sama, what do? You mix DNA with the calcium phosphate and cationic liposomes, and the recipient cell will absorb. So what you do, you take your desired DNA, you mix it with calcium phosphate and with the liposome. Liposome are nothing but lipid bodies. So as you know, liposome, lipid soluble things can directly enter through the cell membrane. So this can be directly transferred through the endocytosis. So this can be directly transferred through endocytosis inside your host cell. This is transfection. Remember, it uses DNA and calcium phosphate liposomes. Then second such method is electroporation. Okay, when you apply electrical voltage is what you applied, and then it will take the host cell to take up the desired DNA. It is through the electrical voltage. It is also a method for transformation. Okay, right. So these are the method to make it competent. Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
So see, this is how when you separate the DNA, you can see it by naked eye. This is DNA, and you can see this sort of fibers. It's a plant DNA. Plant DNA is not thick as normally. You can see this sort of fibers which you can remove. Pachi, after this stage, you can go for agar cell. Once you get this, then only you can go for agar cell. Okay, so these strands can be seen. Okay. So the processes are basically, first is used to isolate the DNA. That is the first step. Then you fragment it by using restriction endonuclease. Then you isolate the desired DNA fragment. Then you ligate it in a vector. You choose the vector and you do it. Then you transfer it in a host. That is the fifth step. Then you culture the host cells in a medium at large scale. આ બધી process શું કામ કરીએ આપણે? So it is to obtain desired proteins, because ultimately genes will express and form proteins, or they'll form the enzymes, or they'll form some sort of important things like insulin and all, so, or medicinal things. That's why we do these things. So then you can raise it. The host cells માં તમે plasmid through maximum amount માં transfer કરી અને પછી જેની product મળશે એને isolate કરવા માટે you raise it on large scale to get the desired product. So these are the different steps for the rDNA technology. So you should know these steps. So as you know, first we isolate the DNA. So it's a tedious process as such. It takes almost 3 to 6 hours to separate, depending upon plant, animal, or the bacterial DNA. So mainly, we all know that DNA is in the nucleus. So you have to separate the nucleus. Okay. So you have to break the cell. You have to first break the cell wall, cell membrane, and then you have to release the DNA. Also, there is in the nucleus, there is RNA, proteins, all of this. So એને બી destroy કરવા પડશે ને. Okay, so if you are isolating, if you are using this, if you want to break down the cell membrane of bacteria, you can use this lysozyme to break down the bacterial cell wall. For plant cell wall, you can use cellulase. Right, this is very important. And if you are isolating DNA from the chitinase, from the fungus, you use chitinase, because fungal cell wall is made up of chitin, if you know. So તમે DNA શેમાંથી isolate કરો છો, and it depends on the source. If your DNA is getting isolated from the plants, you use cellulase. If it is from fungus, you use chitinase. If it is from bacteria, you use lysozyme. Got it, beta? Hello, Rahi. Am I audible? Clear, Atlu, Rahi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is very important. What I've underlined over here. This enzymes. Lysozyme will lead to hydrolysis of the bacterial cell wall. Lysosome nathi, yeah? Keep that in mind. Cellulose will hydrolyze the cellulose cell wall. Chitinase will hydrolyze the chitin cell wall of fungus. Okay. Now we also know that these are basically unwound around the histones and also, sorry, wound around the histones. So you have to remove it also. So to remove the RNA, use ribonuclease. To remove the RNA, you use ribonuclease. Ribonuclease, why? Because it's RNA is enzyme which can remove. क्योंकि तुम्हारे RNA नहीं तो RNA तो remove करो ना, हमारे खाली DNA જોઈએ છે ना. To remove proteins, you can use protease enzyme, just like every McCarthy experiment, if you remember. Okay, so ultimately, then you'll have your purified DNA. You can see it as a fine thread in the suspension. Okay, so if after that you can see your DNA will be seen as a fine threads during the process of this isolation, as you can see over here. And you can separate that DNA by spooling. Spooling is you can remove it by the nichrome wire loop or certain sort of a hook-like structure through which you can remove. This is the fine DNA threads which you can see. Then you have to cut it. Okay. This so then you have your DNA, which is you put it with restriction enzyme at certain condition for a specified period of time, and it will cut it. So the restriction enzyme will cut it. Then you do the agarosol electrophoresis, so you'll get bands that how your whether your DNA has been cut or not. Remember this sentence: it's a negatively charged molecule. It moves towards positive electrode, and then it is repeated with the vector DNA also. So you have to use the same process to isolate vector DNA plasmid as well as your desired DNA. Okay. So after cutting, okay, you can add the ligase from the interest and then you can get the RDN. Okay, right. So right now you do one thing. Okay. We will join again after like 5-7 minutes because I think someone at the door. Okay. So I have to talk to them.
Okay,
So,
sir.
so I will join again after 5-10 minutes. So meanwhile, you read this one page. Better?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Or yeah, better. So we can continue and complete the chapter. Okay. So I just read this 1.5 page within 5 minutes, so I can address. Okay, and then we can move on further.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we'll join again after 10 minutes. Okay.